The game begins with a message. Welcome to ImScared. This is the first and last time you'll read this message. I suggest you read this, for it is really important to do so. Due to its nature, ImScared is often detected as a virus and gets blocked by the system. Please visit the following website if you encounter any issues. As you may know, audio is an important aspect of the game. Please use your headphones or turn the volume mid to high. I need you to acknowledge that this game will try to deceive you as many times as it can. If something happens or the game crashes, please have faith and think outside the box. I'm really sorry. This wasn't meant to happen. I didn't want things to go like this. Forgive me. As an aside, the following segment will be a summary of the gameplay and hidden features. If you're already up to speed and just want to hear the theory, skip to the time shown on screen. Alright, now to get into it. From here, we're thrown into a tutorial, teaching us the basic controls of the game. But as we had been warned, nothing is as it seems. Once learning the basic mechanics, we're instructed to bring that flower to me. Upon doing so, the board which previously contained instructions is replaced by an eerie face. The game freezes as a loud beep and laugh are heard, before the game truly begins. The player starts off in an empty bedroom. The closet across from the bed is locked, as closets often are, along with the door labeled Exit, which needs a heart in order to open it. Beneath the bedside table is a key used to open the closet, which is empty aside from a mysterious red liquid seeping from the top. Turning around, where there was previously a wall, there's now a ladder, leading down into the basement. In the following hallway, almost all the doors are locked for now, aside from the second on the right and a few others. There's a small hole in the wall, revealing an empty void with the following sight. Viewing this gives an achievement, and further exploring the room reveals a key. Another room contains cell bars, chunk of some sort of meat, and the same face from earlier, fading into the darkness. The end of the hall has a picture of a girl in a large pit. The next time we see this picture, it's covered in blood. After exploring the unique architectural design of the home, you can finally use the rusty key to enter an unpleasant-looking, fleshy room with even more unpleasant sounds. This contains the pulsating heart. Collecting it causes the entity from earlier to appear, and the computer seems to blue screen. Looking a little closer, it's only a hoax. This is the first time where we see the first of the entity's names, Whiteface, hidden where the stop code would be. Further exploring reveals the QR code to lead to an FAQ website, which appears relatively normal. That is, except for the first question. Is there really a way to turn an entity into data? Answer: as far as I know, there is. Checking the game's folders, 2 new files have appeared. The first is a text file. Reading: there is a way to turn an entity into data. They have a life of their own, and it is difficult to distinguish them from normal computer files. In our actions of every day, while we sit at our computer, this bite entity observes us and studies our every move and fear. The game is simple. To touch the arrows is the key. If you get caught, you lose. It is Whiteface. The second file is a fully black PNG, simply titled, Hello. Booting up the game once again, we're faced with a question. Do you know my name? Enter Whiteface and be met with a dark car park and an invitation to a game of tag. You must navigate through the car park, hitting all painted arrows while avoiding a pursuing Whiteface, before eventually fleeing through a door leading to an elevator, where you'll arrive on a dark street. As you walk down the street, the entity speaks. I love watching you, it says, before briefly appearing. At the end of the road, there's a gate with the message, one of them is lying, written on the floor. Trying to open the gate instead opens a YouTube video from the channel Bury Her. We see a walkthrough for the first stage of the game, and are left with the following parting words.
It takes a small effort to be involved. Are you brave enough?
A blood trail has appeared in our absence, leading to the message, I'm suffering, and a picture scrawled on the wall. The floor turns into an empty void and we receive the gate key. The passageway loops us back into the basement, where we can finally return to the bedroom and use the heart on the exit door. At first, you're greeted with an ending message and told to exit, although doing so freezes your mouse, and the game forces itself back open with a laugh. A horrible groaning noise sounds, and you find yourself in a cage surrounded by the faces, who quickly close in, forcibly closing the game once again. A new text document has appeared within the game's files, titled, "I'm sorry." It reads, "It's not going to let you go. I shouldn't have told you to go on. Follow my instructions. Don't let the game's appearance deceive you from now on. If things change, it arrives. Take some time and try to escape." Restarting the game here has a 50-50 chance to trigger a special event. You may find yourself in a void with a floor made of flesh, the accompanying achievement naming it the Not to See. A sign reading, "You shouldn't be here," a broken gramophone, and the entity suspended on the ceiling. For some reason, in my playthrough, the asset for this entity was horribly broken, so I'll supply some photos of what it should look like. Leaving and re-entering places you into the bungalow, forced to explore and solve puzzles, finding keys to progress through the rooms, while Whiteface watches it all, often looming just on the other side of windows in the darkness. Eventually, it speaks to you. "I didn't mean to do that," it says plainly. "Help me. I don't want to die. I'm scared." Opening the door to room 7 brings you to an empty void with nothing but the face, a chair, and a rope. "This is my room. Do you see how dark it is? It's cold. But I can look at you." It begins to move closer. "Look at me. Are you scared? I'm scared." Suddenly, you're back in the house like nothing happened at all. Continuing to progress, it speaks again. "You're close." Moans and rattling gasps fill the room. Entering one of the rooms, you see it's made of flesh. The whole house is now. 2 doors are gone and replaced by walls. Knocking on them grants the achievement, Heaven's Door. Room 6 leads back to the starting bedroom, and still holding the heart from earlier, you can open the exit door. Behind it lays a void with only white arrows to guide you. Following them brings you to Whiteface in their room. "Congratulations, you made it to the end, but you can't escape from here. Stay with me. I will always be here, looking at you." Suddenly the face is gone, leaving only the rope and chair. There is nothing else to be done. The chair now appears to be under a spotlight. Press E to commit. If you last played this in 2012, this was your ending. Picture of the rope in the darkness fills the screen and the game closes. You've stayed. But now, this is no longer the end. "I'm afraid I can't let you do that. Feed me. Share me. Play with me. I'm yours." You're told you've reached an end, but it's anything but. "I have a lot of names. One of them is her." Visiting the game files again, there's a new text document. "It's alive. It's real. It's changing again, like last time. What form will it take? It's just a phantom of deception." Re-entering the game, the text below the title now reads, "Bury her." You play through again as normal, but once prompted to the name, once picking up the heart, type her. The game will begin again. Now you're brought to a rather fancy parlor. A nearby sign warns you to please be quiet. Disobeying and sprinting causes her to appear. "Quiet, I said," she warns. Disobeying that again leads to a jump scare and the game closing. The door to the left is locked, but now, upon turning, a ghostly white arm can be seen sticking out from behind the hallway. Stepping forward, the piano twangs and the arm disappears. The piano is now covered in blood and a key lays below it. Entering the door to the right leads you to a series of hallways and doors. Eventually, she will appear, and so will an arrow pointing to a wall. You can clip through the wall here, where you appear in a gray room faced with a portrait of her and a door. Interacting with the portrait, there's a hidden button behind it. Once pressed, you arrive back in the parlor. Unlocking the left door shows a hidden passageway behind a bookcase, leading to a balcony. There, she stands, with her back to you. Approaching her causes her to turn, mouthless, and another fake blue screen appears. If you'd like to know more, check the cellar. Check the place where I was for further instruction. While in game, don't let me get you. From the blue screen, she appears and closes the game. Upon yet another reopening, all the doors are now unlocked, and returning to the balcony, there's blood and a key to the cellar. In the room to the right, she's gone from her portrait. Within the cellar, you're faced with a hall of empty portraits and a game room. You must solve a puzzle to receive a rope and achievement from the entirely normal built-in cellar cage. Now, she is within the portraits. Gazing out at you as you walk through the halls, you're warned. Behind you. And indeed, she is following. You need to run like hell, exiting the cellar and closing the game on the brown rug. Going back in, the typical menu background is kindly replaced right where you left off. Now, you can use the rope to descend from the balcony and into the labyrinth. A sign with green text reads, "I found a way to help you while in game. Press the M key and check the game's folder for here.txt. The solution lies there." Within the document, there's another YouTube link and a cheat sheet for the maze. Going to the video, Hidden Passage, a corrupted version of the labyrinth is shown with flashes from the not to be. The description says plainly, "Seek for the truth. If you kill me, go to where you shouldn't be." Following the guide and going through the fake wall, there's only a sign rudely stating you fell for it, although now there's an HTML titled Real One. Here it reads, "Don't be deceived. The other one is lying. From now on, follow the instructions of this HTML file, for it is trying to deceive you one more time. Follow the map. You'll find a key. Use that key and you'll be able to destroy the lock on your game folder that is keeping the green gate locked. Oh, I almost forgot. This list will be useful later when you find the mirror." The following is a collection of phrases and numbers which will become relevant later. Now, going through the correct fake wall, there's a key, and to the other side is a pale body missing a head. Interacting with it causes everything to go dark and a locked gate to appear behind you. Using the found key and deleting the file lock.txt, you can pass through the main gate. There's a place to input a code, and the path to the hedge maze is now open with the message of 2 on the left, 2 on the right. She appears yet again, and you need to navigate the maze, getting around the gates by using the bodies hidden within to switch it to night. There's a headless and limbless woman in a red dress, body with no hands and a tree growing from it, the body from earlier, now in a gray skirt. Throughout the maze, you can encounter her in the darkness, but eventually, after all shards are collected, you can place them in the circular mirror. Don't do what I did and overthink this part, because this took me probably around an hour and a half. Within, you'll see the woman in a red dress and words on the floor. Venturing into the HTML file from earlier, you'll find the corresponding numbers and enter them on the gate. Going through, you'll arrive at the basement yet again. The room with the hole in the wall from earlier now has a different site, a grave, marked her. Behind the last door to the right within a drawer is the station key. Grab it and open the corresponding door, taking the elevator to the station itself. There's a long hallway, ending in a dead end. Turning, you'll see a door has appeared, leading to a maze of hallways, with frankly terrifying music playing. You'll be met with a body strung up from the arms like a marionette, resembling the drawing from earlier. You must navigate the halls, avoiding the bodies and interacting with the gramophones, breaking them and causing a glitched texture of whiteface to appear in their stead. Once they're all gone and the music stops, the area is lit up. Arrows kindly lead you towards the metro key where you can then enter. There's a display of the current time and a board informing you of when the train will arrive. To progress, you need to manually change your device's time to that of one of the ones on the board, or alter the Tempest Fugit Time Flies file. You can enter all the times to collect all the tickets, which is what I did, but that will come in handy later on. Once you board the train, you'll be informed that you're reaching the end. And unlike the last 2 times, this time, that statement is somewhat truthful. At one end of the train is a message. hope you reach this site in a minute. There's a new file on the desktop, but I know it wants to destroy it. I hope it's still there. If not, I'm sorry. The file spoken of appears on the desktop. To the ones playing, to the ones watching, there is a way to turn an entity into data. But if it's of data we're talking about, then there must be a way to get rid of it. If you really want to delete Whiteface from your computer, there's only one way. Keep playing. Keep watching. Eventually, the train car you occupy will disconnect from the rest. The text on the screen now reads, "Come and face the truth." Walking into the darkness, it's there you see her. The game indulges in its favorite activity, closing itself. And upon reopening, you're met with a black screen with her centered on it. I am a liar. You're suddenly thrown into a forest, church bells ringing. So, this is goodbye. If things go as I think, you'll have to shoot with left click. But I have to say, I don't think it will give you enough bullets. I'm sorry. 6 will do. Continuing forward, you'll reach her grave. You made me think about life. About appearance. I changed, bit by bit. I really don't like what happened to me. You want this nightmare to end? Then kill me in front of my birthplace. It's here that you can utilize a new document that appears within your files, revolver.ini. The bullets are set to 0, but you can change this. 6 is all that's needed. The sky rains blood, she approaches, but as soon as the 6 shots are fired, the camera pans out to reveal that you are Whiteface. The game ends and the credits roll. However, hidden within them, beneath the developer's name, we see the text. Maybe that is my name. After the credits, you appear back within the parlor and walk into a bright white light. But even still, this isn't the end. A new file will appear. The curtain falls. I want to share a story with you. I've never had the chance to be a child. But when I was a child, I always thought about awful things. One day, my brother went to an appliance store, leaving me in the back seat of the car. I looked at him, entering the store, disappearing behind the sliding doors, and then my head drew scenery. Oh no, my brother got impaled by some sort of electrical appliance. There's blood everywhere, what should I do now? Truth is, I've never had a brother. As her, to talk was not my thing. I just wanted to entertain you. Maybe I should go back or change again. And you changed me, and now I'm not scared. No, I'm worried. Maybe that's why I'm using all these commas I never liked that much. Maybe I'll let you play with me for a short time, instead of the opposite. I have 2 more secrets for you. The credits hold one of them. It'll be fun, but please, at the end of this, don't kill me. I really want to be with you forever. Reloading the game, the opening screen is now replaced by Whiteface's room. Playing through the game as usual, now, at the pulsating heart, you type the developer's name. Ivan Zanotti. You will appear within a supermarket. Here, one of the other files which appeared becomes relevant. To-do list. This reality will never collide with the other one, but the events of one alters the twin, and vice versa. Have you already tried resetting? See what's on the other side. This place is filled with the same products everywhere. Isn't it fun? Tomorrow is your turn. Don't forget to check the freeze room, send the mail, send market orders with the computer, toss the useless garbage in the office. We really should clean the place more. Try out the auxiliary generator. P.S. If the PC gives problems, just shut it down. Power button's broken, though. If you don't find the office's keys, I'll send someone with them as soon as you deliver the mail. Take the refrigerator room key as the list instructs. Within, you'll find what appears to be the torso of her. Ribs exposed. Chest empty. Reset the generator to restart the computer, and finally, send the data. It'll inform you that the data is sent to ImScared. Your game folder will now have extra data. Stored in a folder named Enter a Great Place, there's 26 numbered documents, each with one letter and a set of instructions. You're told the following. It's really fun, but you're reaching a point of no return. I don't want to die. I want to help you. And given a link to the Bury Her YouTube channel. There you'll find a video titled A Lot of Nothing. There you're faced with a limbless version of her. Numbers flashing on screen. The numbers tell you what order to put the letters in the document. Altogether, it will spell, take me to the door. Closing and reopening the game takes you to the starting room yet again. Grab the pulsating heart, and now, when prompted for a name, type, take me to the door. Entering this, you arrive in a brick industrial-looking room filled with machinery and pipes. Venturing through the room, you must find all the valves for the pipe. After collecting the first one, you wind up trapped, seeing Whiteface behind the fans. Do you want to? Is all that is said before being jump-scared by her. An ominous version of her, floating, faceless, towards you, while waving. You must continue to collect the valves. On the journey to get the third valve, you're warned with a sign stating, I'm behind you, where you're then informed that your shift key is broken, taking away your ability to run. Eventually, it's fixed, and you can collect the final valve. Now, you must have all of the game's achievements to progress and enter the door before you. Welcome to the door. This is your last chance. If you enter this door, our game will end for real. Please, 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 pick up the flower and give it to me. I will reset everything we did until now. Here, you may collect the red flower from the tutorial. If you take the flower and give it to the entity, the game will reset as promised. However, going through the door, you'll be faced with the starting room in black and white. Attempting to go downstairs, Whiteface speaks. I begged you, and you ignored my request. What do you think will happen next? You made this game unplayable. I made this game unplayable. I don't want you to kill me. I will live here forever. I will look at you forever. I don't want to die. I'm scared. It will then charge you. Being attacked closes the game. Whiteface tells you, your fault. It's your fault. You broke my heart. Upon another opening, the walls are covered in the words, you don't even deserve to be touched. I begged you, and you ignored my request. Just die already. You're presented now with the chair and the rope. Eventually, within the middle of the room, is a heart. I'm scared. The walls read. There's now a text file. I suppose you're satisfied. I'm scared. I'm scared to the point that I cannot hide my heart anymore. Destroy this file. Move it, change its name. The game will end, and so will my curse. Leave me here. I beg you. I want to stay here with you. Just a little more. Just a little more. But I do know. Farewell. And with that, the game is over. The curse has been lifted. We now reach my theory. Now, it's important to note that as of this video's publishing, there is no official story which has been confirmed by the creator. The following is simply my observations and theories after hours of playing and researching the game. From the contents of the game, I think it's possible that the entity known as her and Whiteface are one being pretending to be two. the vengeful spirit of a woman who, instead of possessing an object or a place, possesses the very data of this game. She exists within this digital world, playing out the events leading up to her demise and leaving clues for the player to find. A constant echo of events past. As Whiteface, the entity is masquerading as her killer. It jumps between the character of Whiteface and her to tell the tale as a sort of performance it displays for those watching. From the very beginning, it seems as though hints of a death are being provided to us. Blood in the closet, and most importantly, the pulsating heart. This heart, which I believe to be her heart, is one of the most important aspects of the game. The fact it's hidden within the basement, below the room, and is constantly beating, shows parallels to the story of the Telltale Heart. Classic story by Edgar Allan Poe where a killer hides the body of his victim beneath the floorboards. It's haunted by its beating until eventually drove to insanity and confession. It can be inferred that her killer was eventually drove to madness from the guilt and ended his own life within his room, unable to live with what he'd done. Something also of note is the possibility of Whiteface being her brother. Of course, one of the instances in which a brother is mentioned is immediately taken back, but we are told to not trust what's told to us. Within the list of phrases that can appear within the mirror, we also see, "Pose with your brother," and "Won't you be a good sister?" as well as the mention of twin universes. But truthfully, it's hard to find any true proof that would back this up, just thought it was of note. The manner in which she died is impossible to determine. However, after her death, it seems she was split into pieces, perhaps as an attempt to hide the evidence and make her harder to identify if discovered. Interestingly, her torso, arms, head, legs, face, and heart all appear separate from one another within different stages of the game. Her torso is found in the freezer within the supermarket, with the chest cracked and heart removed. There are times in which we see her faceless, with the face itself perhaps being a white face. Her legs and arms are also seen separated from her. Often we only see her arms from around corners, pointing or motioning vaguely, as well as seeing them entirely separated within the archive. This will be covered in the next segment. Her legs are also missing, specifically within the Lot of Nothing video, as well as in her official sprite, where there seems to be a separation at the knees. The weapon, either that killed her or was used to disembody her, could be the box cutter found within the supermarket. It could also be the weapon used to create the signature scar on Whiteface. She isn't the only victim either. As we see in the labyrinth, there are other bodies as well, with the calling card, missing parts, as well as seemingly all being female. I theorize that the places we visit within the game are where the different pieces are hidden, the game being its way of trying to show us where its remains are. If we consider the arms and legs being in separate places instead of as a pair, that leaves us with 8 locations, the 8 main locations in the game. The starting room, the bungalow, the car park, the cellar, the labyrinth, the pipes, the market, and the parlor. It isn't until we reach all of these locations that we arrive at her grave. Her grave, also referred to as my birthplace, is not the typical grave. It's not within a wider cemetery, instead just simply amongst the trees. It's her birthplace, and that it's where her spirit rose from the vengeance alone, making her into what she is now. The lack of a name is also important, as it suggests that she was found, she was never identified, forcing her to remain as unknown, only feeling her loneliness and vengeance in the afterlife. My main thought process behind a lot of this is that, in the end, through it all, as you discover more and more, we see less and less of the vengeful spirit, the unnatural entity toying with the living for its own amusement, and more of the frightened person beneath it all. It continuously repeats, "I'm scared," almost like a mantra. In the end, before we are shown the heart, we see perhaps one of the most raw versions of the entity, just as perhaps it once was in life. It's still scared of death, of the unknown. The game is its way of clinging to a life that it no longer has. It begs and pleads with the player to let it live on, to bring it a flower and one last act of kindness. In return, it offers to reset the game, continuing to live on in its spirit in this false world. A world of constant reminders of the tragedy, continuing to watch the living from the other side of a screen, and losing more and more humanity. Meanwhile, the true ending is releasing it from its curse. At first, it's angry, in denial that you want to delete it and the game, as it would force her spirit to move on. It tries everything at its disposal to get you to leave, before finally admitting the truth that was there all along. I'm scared. It still can't fathom the thought of moving on, continuing to plead to be left alone, but deep down, it knows moving on is the only way, giving you her final words. Farewell. Overall, there is no confirmed story. There are holes in the theory I built even after hours of research, and I'm by no means saying that it's entirely solid or true. Here in this video, I've given you nearly all the information available within the base game, and I encourage you to form and build and debate your own theories as well as just play the game if you haven't. It's wonderfully made, and support the creator. He made this entirely on his own, which is incredibly impressive. Now, I've covered the ending and theories related to what the developer himself has referred to as the canon ending, where the curse is broken and the entity is gone. But there still remains more within the game. The map is now entirely empty, lit up, lonely, now that the entity's gone. However, returning to the street, a new file, titled only with an exclamation mark, will appear. Have you met me? Prove it. Don't know what I'm talking about? Search for me in here. There's then a link to a download of a 2022 test build version of the game on itch. Downloading it, it plays as usual until you reach the gate key. A video will pop up which seems the same as within the first game, but it's another deception. This video is entirely different and will be of use later. As a side note, I completely fell for this deception, and I thought the video was exactly the same, and I had to hunt through my watch history to find it later. Once arriving at the bungalow and using the second key, turning the room into flesh, a new file will appear, titled drift.txt, where there's a place to input a password. The key is within the YouTube video.
How to play with a dead game. Check the game's folder for a new file called Drift. Search for the moon.
Near the end of it, words flash on screen. Sinister, harmonies, over, remnants, earth. The first letter of each of these words spelling shore, which can be inputted as the password. After doing this, which took me a shameful amount of time to figure out, you'll be able to enter a previously locked door. Within the staircase awaiting you beyond this, you must do as the video says and collect all 5 moons. Once all 5 are collected, the world becomes dark, and there is a new door which is now able to be opened. Entering this door takes you to what looks like a museum of sorts, with sprites and objects from the game. A new document, titled shore.txt, reads, "How do you achieve a real sense of darkness in a game? Maybe it won't work, but let's try it out. Turn off the lights, where the day meets night, and the clock does not strike. Turn off the lights in the room where sound does not reach. Turn off the lights in the room with 2 ceiling lights. What if I hid the darkness? Turn off all the corridor's lights. Turn off the lights in the room where wishes come true. Now you're all alone, are you not? I'll wait for you in the darkness." After following the riddle, wait in the closet. "This place is so lonely. I missed you so much. Let's play. One last time. So, do you know my name?" Through hints left on the developer's socials and a survey which was available in the test build, you'll know the name to enter. Entering, the restorer causes a new laugh to play. And a woman appears. Busted. How did you know? Really wanted to trick you there. Oh well. Hope you like the small detour. There's so many things I want to show you. I need more time, though. Now, get back to the game's reproduction. You're almost done. See you soon. You're then transported to the end stages of the game. Back within the room where you started, going to exit gives the same dialogue and scene as normal. From here, you can go back to the regular version of the game, and to the road, where now, there's a mysterious figure in the distance. Use the new file to clip out of bounds by altering the Y value and approach the figure. There is the Restorer. She prompts you to press escape and instructs you to read shore.txt, which is now changed. Oi, hello. How are you? I'm here, just as I told you. To begin with, let me make a small exposition dump. It's been a long time since Whiteface's death. No matter how many times you relive the experience, the curse has been destroyed. And even if you're living it today for the first time, see it as if you've lived a time leap. I suppose it's time to introduce myself. You can call me the Restorer. I'm a big ImScared fan, and I began this journey with the intention of breaching into its canon. I dug through the files, studied the textures, and dissected the code of the curse's remains. In the end, I decided to change my plan. There's no such thing as text inside ImScared's loneliness, except for the pause menu text. I think it's best for us to talk through the escape menu so that you won't need to access the folder every time I say something. See you in the game. Going back to the game within the escape menu, she speaks again. Can you read this? If so, press E to confirm. Perfect. So, are you curious about my plan? If you're not interested, you can go. Shoot. Go back to being a spectator. If you are curious, then follow me. Now, you can move while the game is paused so you can read me while we walk. This dead world is sad. It's such a waste. Ivan doesn't understand the unexpressed potential that this reality holds. Not saying that you could fix this mess with a coat of paint, but you do understand me, right? Oh, right. You can't cross this. Silly me. Use the drift file. I'll be waiting in the car park. Don't forget to press escape when you get there. Clipping back within bounds and going to the car park as instructed, she guides you through the pause menu. I'm at the white wall. Come closer. Follow me. Take your time. Turn right. Now go left. Keep moving forward. Yes, this way. Ha! Let's go. Continuing to follow her, you'll arrive within her archive. I don't want you to lose a word of what I have to say, so read me out. From now on, press the E key when you're done reading a sentence, okay? Perfect. And now, welcome to my archive. You probably don't know, but we've come a long way since 2022. It took me some time, but now, fog aside, it's now a perfect replica of what you've seen in the test build. Now, let's talk business. Let's talk evil plans. No, wait. Before that, I need to ask you something. And beware, choose wisely, for it is irreversible. Just joking. The thing is, what do you want more? To scare? Or to be scared? Answering the second option causes her to respond with, interesting choice. No shame in that. After all, that is why we're here, right? Also, I don't mind some company. We can be friends. Suddenly, with a ding, a PNG will appear in your files. A VIP pass. But, from now on, you'll be needing this. It's a VIP badge. Do you like it? Remember, don't move the file, or lose it, or rename it, but when the time will come, you'll be able to access the attraction's secret areas. But Restorer, what is this attraction you're talking about? It's a secret. Also, you'll be granted access to this place. Pay me a visit every now and then. If I have some news, I'll let you know in the update's release notes. I want to fill this loneliness with people. As for you, being someone who joined this party so early, you now have a lucky ticket to officially join this story's canon. Ivan's doing is nothing but a pale attempt to dust off a world long dead. As for me, I'll play with this place's remnants and give life to something you won't ever forget. See you soon then. And with that, she's gone. She had a few appearances corresponding with different events, which I was unable to figure out how to access. Although, in my research, it seems that this channel, Neo Bunny, was able to find a lot more on the Restorer than I was, and showcases a lot of interactions, which I'm not sure are even in the game any longer. So, if you're curious, check out their video on it. As of now, there isn't much more content I could find, and the story still seems to be in progress. So if/when more releases, perhaps I'll do a follow-up video on that as well. Overall, I want to thank you all so much for the tremendous amount of support. When I posted my first video, I really wasn't expecting the overwhelmingly positive reaction that it got. I've been pretty busy with college and life, but this video has been a long time coming, and to any of you who stuck around, I appreciate your patience. All of your comments asking for more and praising the original video, and encouraging me to keep going are what caused this video to even be posted. I have quite a bit of time on my hands now to create videos, so hopefully there'll be more coming soon. This is quite literally a one-man operation. I research, write the scripts for, and edit all the videos myself. Even the gameplay footage in the background is recorded by me. Thank you again. Your support means the world to me, and it means I can keep making content. I hope you all have a lovely day. Let me know if you have any recommendations for what I should cover in the future, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!